Welcome to the copywriting process for the digital marketing made easy course. Like I told you in one of the videos, I told you that copywriting is a very broad field. All right, so if you really want to go deep into copywriting, then I will advise that you get a separate course for it. But for the purpose of this digital marketing training, I'm going to be giving you the steps, the formulas, the process, right, it takes to write long form copy, especially. Of course, we are going to talk about the short art copy when the time comes. All right, but for the purpose of this course, I'm just going to go straight to the point to show you how to come up with a long form copy as quickly as you can. But if you really want to start from the foundation to know every single thing, why every single if you really want to know the steps when it comes to writing copy from the foundation, then you have to get a separate course for that. But for the purpose of this course, like I said, we are just going to go straight to the point, and then when you are done watching the video, you'll be able to come up with your own copy for whatever product that you are going to write for. All right, so for the first part of the copywriting process, we are going to go into research. Like I told you before now, research is probably the most important part of copywriting, because without research, you may not be able to speak the language of your potential audience. Without research, you may not be able to come up with an effective copy that is persuasive enough for your target audience or for your potential customers to buy from you. This is why research is very important, and is probably the most important part, because if you conduct a very good research, you'll be able to write the copy, just write itself. That is the language to use. So please pay attention to whatever I'm going to do in this video. Okay, so now we are going to come up with an imaginary product, and then that's what we are going to do. So let's say that we want to write a product for that cures ulcer. Okay, let's say we want to write a product for that cures ulcer, and let's say the name of the product is and let's say the name of the product let's say the name of the product is so what name are we going to give it now? Or let's call it Osakan. All right, let's call it Osakan for the treatment of ulcer. Okay, so this will be the imaginary product we are going to be using for this training. So what's the first thing when it comes to research? What is the first thing that we are going to be doing? Well, the first thing we are going to be doing is we want to know who our customer is. Who are we selling this product to? So who is our customer? So we are going to be fast with this. All right, so the first thing is you want to know who is your customer. All right, so this is more like your demographic. Who is your customer? Okay, so for ulcer products, of course you can use Google for this, but sometimes you want to use your imagination as well. You want to use your thinking, you want to use your brain to actually know where your demographic is likely going to be. But you can also use Google. You can just type into Google demographic for ulcer. All right, so let's say for ulcer, you know that both men and women has ulcer, right? And then it occurs for, I think this one is, okay, so if age is very important. So you want to know what age of people usually have ulcer. Let's say from, you know what, let's just use Google for this. Let's see what Google will give us. Let's see all the information Google will give us. Okay, so the keyword is demographic for ulcer. All right, demographics for ulcer. Okay, this will go. This, let's see. It's common in men and women with the risk of increase with age, typically starting at the age of 25 and continue. So for the age is 25 to 75. 25 to 75. All right. And then what's other information? The lifetime risk of developing is 5 to 10%. Okay. Okay. So the three major most times the three major things we are actually concerned in cases like this is the gender, the age of the gender, and the income. So let's say we want to, of course, people we want to make sure that okay, what category of people can actually buy our product. Now you already have the amount, you already have the amount you want to sell it in your head. All right. So what category of people that, like, let's say the product is 20,000 naira, you believe that okay, if people are likely to get going to get this product are people that probably earning in the range of let's say 100k per month. Okay, 100k per month to let's say 150k per month. It can be 100k per month and above, whatever the case may be. So these are the three major things we are concerned about, when it comes to demographics. Okay, now what attitude do they have, or should I what are their religious beliefs? Okay, what attitude do they have? Are they political? Are they religious? Are they what economic class do they belong to, which I already mentioned? And then what is their what kind of social life do they have? So right now I'm going to fill this out. I'm going to fill out every details, some part of the research, so that this video doesn't get too long, and then I will explain everything. So let me just quickly do that now. All right, welcome back, guys. So I just put some things together. So for number 2, what attitude do they have? Now we're talking about their religious attitude, political, economic, social attitude. Now the truth of the matter is, for almost all products, this part is going to be the same. I don't see there's no need for you to change anything if you are writing for any kind of product, because and ulcer does not affect only Christians, doesn't affect only Muslims, it affects every single person. The same thing, somebody that supports APC, we have is likely to have ulcer. Somebody that supports PDP is likely to have an ulcer. Even an apolitical person, the same thing. Ulcer does not affect one group of political persons. Okay, for the economic, it affects all classes of people, low income earners, high income earners, it affect every single one person. Okay, and then for the social life, they believe in family, they always want to have fun, they want to play with their kids if they are married and they have given birth, they always want to have sex with their partners, so these things are always the same I would say for all products. I usually do not change them. I just copy. If I'm waiting for a new product, for example, I just copy and paste. That's all, because I know it's going to be the same. All right, now the third one is, what are their hopes and dreams? For this one, you just have to think. You just have to sit down and think. Okay, for somebody that have ulcer, what do you think the person wants? What do you think the person hope for? What's the hope of that person? What is the dream of that person? Of course, a 2-year-old, we know that okay, this person don't want to perform surgery. There's a point that ulcer will get to, and medication will no longer work. The only way that person can get healed is through surgery. Somebody that have ulcer don't want it to get to that point. Alright, the person don't want to feel pain anymore. If you are familiar with somebody that have ulcer before, the person ulcer patient hardly sleep at night because of how disturbing, how painful ulcer can be. So the person to be likely don't want to feel pain again. So that is more like a dream for that person. That is the hope of that person. If you are writing for a diabetes product, for example, you can just think, okay, what is the hope and dream of a diabetic patient? Obviously, the person don't want to be person don't want needle, don't the person don't want to be using needle to pick his hand anymore. It's very painful when you have to shoot what's the right English word, where you have to use needle on your hand every single day because you want to do test. The person, obviously, the hope and dream of a diabetes patient, you don't want to have complications. You don't want, we have seen situations whereby somebody that have diabetes, his leg cut off is just because of a wounds that refuse to go. The person we don't want to get it, don't want to be in that kind of situation. Most diabetes patients, when not properly treated, may have eye issues, which is it diabetic retinopathy. They can have kidney issues. So the person will not want it to get to that point. You understand? So the person just want to be free from having the diabetes. That's the hope and dream of that particular person. So you just have to sit down and think, what is the hope and dream. You can also use Google to help you out, but I just feel that this is something that you can actually sit down and just think, for those kind of persons. Okay, so that is just it. So the next one we are going to be talking about is, for this one now, if you are for the what are their hopes and dreams, just come up with as many as you can, up to 5, and that's okay. All right, so what are their victories and failures? That's the next one. What are their victories and failures? What are their victories? So what are their victories and failures? What are their victories and failures? So this will be talking about their past experience, what they have used so far, the medications they have used so far, if as the case may be, the kind of pain they have gone through, the emotional pain they are going through, the stress also have put them through, their complaint. Now, in this category, in this number 4, you want to watch out for the kind of language they are using. That's the most important thing. You want to watch out for the kind of language that your target audience are using. That's the most important thing, because you want to speak their language, you want to put yourself in their shoes. This is why this number 4 is probably one of the most crucial parts of research. And the best way to do that is to go to forums. All right, you go to forums. So we are going to be going to Google right now and look and go to different ulcer patient forums. There are different ones. There are likely going to be different ones on this thing on Google. You just need to type. It's not something fun. It's just something very simple. Just type ulcer forums. That's all. Ulcer forums. That's all. All right. You can see the first one that came up here is duodenal ulcer, gut, bowel, or forums. If it's diabetes, you just need to type diabetes forums. If it's hypertension, if it's pi, you just need to type pi forums. Okay, so let's go to this one, because some of them may not give you what you want, but let's see this one. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video right now, and then we'll continue. Thank you.